Hello and welcome to the Commander's Quarters. I'm your host Mitch, glad to have you here. Here at the Commander's Quarters, we're all about Commander on a budget. Today's episode is going to be a Commander quick take. On episodes like these, I give you my initial take on a newly spoiled Commander from an upcoming set. I'm going to be talking about a potential direction to take that Commander and possible cards to use for that build. This show and episodes like this one are possible because of viewers like you. So if you're looking for some easy ways to help support the show, make sure you like this episode and share it with friends. And make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Thank you to everyone who's already purchased our merchandise, it really does help support the channel. Another easy way to support this channel is by using our TCG Player affiliate links. So make sure that you're looking for those links in the description whenever you're buying a deck or just individual cards. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support. But before we really jump into this, I just want to give a quick disclaimer. On episodes like these, they are just initial quick takes. This Commander is just as new to me as it is to you. And because of that, I don't have a finalized deck build for this Commander yet. So the direction that I choose to take this Commander today might not be the same one that I do in a deck tech. And because of that, some of the cards I'm going to mention might not be in that deck either. Alright, now that we're on the same page, let's get into it. This Commander quick take is on Golos Tireless Pilgrim. It's a 3/5 scout that costs 5. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a land card, put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. And then you can pay 2 in Wooburg to exile the top 3 cards of your library, and you may play them this turn without paying their mana costs. This Commander seems like it wants you to just cast giant spells just like Joda does. But instead of cheating on mana costs from spells you cast from your hand, you're going to be cheating off the top of your library. Now this can be a little more random, but there are definitely ways that we can make this work to our advantage. Also, we need to make sure that we keep in mind that Golos ramps us by 1 when it comes into play. Since we are working in a budget though, there aren't really too many lands that we can abuse with this effect. Most of the broken lands out there are pretty expensive, so we're not going to be able to include them. And we can also save on some costs for our budget by using just basic lands. Speaking of lands, land ramp is going to be crucial for this deck. So we're going to focus on green ramp spells early on like Rampant Growth. If we're able to cast our Commander on turn 4, we're able to activate it as early as turn 5. And we want to be able to activate it as many times as possible in a turn. So we're going to run a mana doubler like Dictate of Karametra. Essentially, it's going to double up the amount that our lands tap for. And a card like Early Harvest can be huge for this deck, and another great reason for us to only run basic lands. We're going to be really happy when this is one of our top 3 cards that we can cast it for free. Because at the very least, it's going to give us 1 more free activation. And if we have a mana doubler like Dictate of Karametra in play, this can get even more out of control. Aside from ramping, we really want to control the board while keeping our Commander alive. So we're going to be running plenty of wraths like Divine Reckoning, Doom Blast, and Necromantic Selection. Divine Reckoning destroys all but 1 creature for each player, and we can flash it back. Doom Blast is going to destroy every single creature except for Golos. And Necromantic Selection actually destroys Golos, but it's going to bring it right back. So not only does it wrath the board, it actually ramps us. And then other cards that we especially want to hit off the top of our library are ones that give us a ton of value. Brass's Bounty is going to give us a treasure for each one of our lands. We can use these treasures immediately to activate our Commander again if we want to, or we can save them and use them whenever we want. And then Brilliant Ultimatum and Aminatu's Augury let us cast a ton of spells for free. Since these spells can all chain into each other, we can have some really explosive turns. Since we have access to all 5 colors, there are plenty of ways that we can win with this deck. And once we're set up, we can use a card like Conflux to go find those specific ways. I'm sure there are plenty of infinite combos out there that will allow us to win right on the spot. And we can even use cards like Brainstorm and Reclaim to get specific cards on top of our library. Being able to get the right cards on top of our library is huge for this deck. We want to be able to get the right cards on top of our library to get the most out of that ability. I love casting huge spells, and I think this deck is going to be a ton of fun to play. And as always with a budget deck, there's some reasonable upgrades that we can use to improve it. Noxious Revival is a Reclaim that we can essentially cast for free. Heartbeat of Spring is a more cost-efficient Dictate of Karametra that can let us go off earlier. And then Boundless Realms is a fantastic way to set ourselves up for future turns by basically doubling up our mana base. But I really want to hear your thoughts on this take, so why don't you let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you check out our quick take on Attempts at All-Seeing. And make sure that you're following us on social media for more updates and sneak peeks on future episodes. Links to our social media accounts can be found in the description. Also in the description below is a link to the Commander's Quarters Patreon page, and I just want to say a quick thank you to the patrons who have subscribed so far. There are many benefits to being a patron for the Commander's Quarters, including being able to vote on future Commanders for deck techs. There's even a general level tier where you get your own personalized deck tech dedicated to you. I truly couldn't do this without all of your support, so from the bottom of my heart, thank you. If you haven't already, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, check out some of our other episodes on budget deck techs, Quest for Quarters episodes, Commander topics, and Creators Quarters. And with that, I'm out of here. Thanks again, and have a good one.